Greetings and salutations, my stitchy friends. How is everyone this morning? So good, I hope. So good. I am, I'm stuffy, so I know I have to go to the store and get some Sudafed this morning. It's just stupid allergies. It's just stupid allergies. But it slows me down, and that's a source of frustration. Know what I mean? So I am going to just try to stitch away. Where to put my needle? There it is. Good morning, Bren. How are you this morning? So good, I hope. So good. I was, you know when you order thread from Red Rock, then it asks you if you, like there's that question at the bottom of your order that says, do you want to wait for all of your threads to be sent, or do you want us to like send what we have and then send the rest like when they come in or whatever. So I always say send what you have, because you know I'm impatient when it comes to seeing pretty threads. Anyway, remember I had sent my order in, trying to think, when did I send that order in? Anyway, be that as it may, I got a message this morning that said that there are 2 that are out of stock. But would I like them to send what they have? And I was like, boo, I thought you already were. So I think maybe I forgot to mark that. I try always to mark it, but maybe I forgot. So it's coming, but it won't be here before I leave on my trip. So I'm thinking I'm going to take the sunflower patterns with me. Whoops. On the plane, because I do want to start stitching with that variegated blue. Can't wait, that peacock one. Good morning, Valerie. How are you this morning? So good. I hope I am so, I almost said behind, but I'm not going to say behind in my stitching. I love that they give you that option. Don't you love that? I love that. That's so kind of them, you know? They're the best. They are the best. My friend Sherry turned me on to them years ago, and I have never looked back. What's up with the blurriness? You're blurry on and off. Is it okay right now? I thought I saw some blurriness too, but then it went away. So let's hope that it's good now. That's frustrating, isn't it? Allergies, allergies, allergies. What was I going to say? Oh, so we had rain yesterday, and we're supposed to have rain again today. Oh, I can't wait. I love a rainy day. I do, I do. So, well, for a couple of reasons. Number one, we don't get very much rain here in Arizona, so it's always something fun to look forward to. And they're kind of like the snuggliest kind of days, aren't they? A rainy day. To just be inside and, do your thing, whatever that thing is, whether it's making art or stitching or, I don't know, watching a movie. It could even make sweeping your kitchen floor better, I think. We'll see. We'll see. Oh, it went blurry again. Did it go blurry for you guys? Is it blurry for you right now? And now it's good. Weird. I have no idea. Like, I'm not doing anything. I'm not touching anything. I'm not... Maybe it's the weather. I don't know. That's affecting the satellite somewhere along the lines. I don't know. Good morning, Nance. How are you? So I was just talking about how it's supposed to rain today and how much I love the rain. I do have this art project I like to do in the rain. And so I'll be doing some of that today. Which is, I like to, I have this paint powder. Oh, it just went, that's so crazy. Blurry. Not. I have no idea why that's happening, you guys. That's so weird. You're just finishing Hollyhock. Oh, nice. I did get, oh, you have Sunny now. So then my rain should be probably short-lived, Valerie, huh? Oh, so this art project that I like to do when it rains is I have this stuff that was a product years ago. I'm sure that you could do it with something else, so I'm thinking about that. Like, how would I do it with another product? But anyway, so I have this stuff called Color Burst, and there are certainly other brands, but that Color Burst is the one I have, and it's powdered watercolor pigment. So my autofocus is on. Let's see. How do I change that? Valerie, how do I change that? Let's see. I don't know which one that is. What, I don't know. I don't know what button that is. And I don't want to start and stop. And I don't see like a button that looks like What does autofocus look like? What does the little button on it look like? Is it the, let's see, sorry, moving. I don't know what's up with that. You have to go to the settings on your, oh, well, but I didn't change anything. It's the, like, I haven't changed any of the settings on my camera at all. That's weird. Oh, so anyway, so I sprinkle some of that powder on a piece of paper and I stick it out in the rain, and I get these really cool big like splotches of color. So I want to make a bunch of those today. And I, you know, the control freak in me, the control freak in me likes to, oh my gosh, you guys, so I'm filming with my phone camera. So I would have to stop the video and then fix the settings and then start again. Are you guys all right if we have one day of focus, non-focus? Or do you want me to stop and start again? It's up to you. You guys are the ones who are watching it. So anyway, I'm going to do some of those papers this afternoon. And, well, you know, all the other things. So here's what I do. Here's what I do, Nance. Because I'm a little bit of a control freak, I have like a aluminum cookie sheet just from the dollar store, and I put my paper on there and I sprinkle my powders on there. And if you stick it in the rain, it's gonna get like filled with color, and you don't have as much kind of control. I like to play with like, how can I get different kinds of results? So I just stand on my patio with that pan and I just push it out into the rain and pull it back. Push it out and pull it back. And I do it on my patio because, you know, the edge of your patio, you just get drips that kind of come off the edge of your patio, like when it stops raining or when it's just starting to rain. And so I like to just go out and come back in, go out and come back in to see if I can play with the results on my papers. Does that make sense? To what do I want to say? Oh my gosh, I'm so sniffy this morning. So I'll show you the okay, so here I have this little plastic envelope of like file folder thing of some of the ones I've done. So do you see how this is like controlled drops of that? I know this doesn't have anything to do with it doesn't have anything to do with embroidery, but so there's another one. Here's one that I let lots of water hit. It's cool. It's just, I kind of had another something in mind. The other thing I was thinking was, what if I did something on top of this? I'm telling you, I'm always on the lookout for. So here's another one. This one was one of the ones that I left out. This one I left out. Again, left out. This is the more controlled example. Another one, like more controlled. Here's one that I left out. Anyway, it's just something fun to play with the weather. And I say all of that to bring it back to weather. That's so funny, you guys. Valerie, Brenda, Keely, and I, and somebody else got their pattern in the mail yesterday. How crazy is that? So yes, I got my pattern in the mail yesterday, Lily of the Valley. I still have to finish lupine, and like I said, I am waiting on some threads, and so I'm kind of I kind of have some ideas of what I want to do. So, I mean, it's not like I have a shortage of things to work on. You know what I'm saying? But I do, so I have some ideas of what I want to do with Lily of the Valley, and I have ideas of what I want to do with lupine. So I'm just going to stitch as much as I can on either one of them, right? And like I said, I still have the sunshine ones that I can the sunflower ones that I can work on. But I wanted to share something cool that I got with my pattern. On the back side of my, right, there's the front side of my envelope. On the back side of my envelope, I got this little note, and it just says, "Thank you, your art is amazing." You guys, that just meant the world to me. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So is anyone starting their Lily of the Valley right now, or do you have, it's blurry. You didn't even get to see my cute note. There, what if I put it down there? Have you started your Lily of the Valley? Have you, let's see. Have you decided what you want to do? Do you know what I mean? Are you going to stick with the Adorn It colors? Are you going to branch out? What are you going to do? So everything, I promise everything is connected that I'm talking about. So the weather thing, let's go back to the weather thing. So I was listening to Mending Beautifully again, and she often connects nature and weather with well-being, and just connects it to human behavior and that kind of thing. So she was talking about frost, and I just, oh my gosh, you guys, it was just like, it kind of like I really stopped and listened. Does that make sense? Ooh, everybody, let's take a drink. Okay, so here's what she said, and I would love to know your thoughts on this. So she's talking about frost, and she said, "There's a beautiful, lacy, intricate crust surrounding every blade of grass, encasing every leaf that is still on a tree, and all the ones on the ground as well." She lives in a cooler place than me, obviously. I think she lives on the East Coast, like maybe Maine. Anyway, she said, there's a frost. It maybe takes that kind of convincing for the grass to be like, okay, I guess we'll lay down and be quiet for the winter. It's a beautiful invitation to be encrusted in frost, I suppose. And maybe we don't need to wait that long to get the message that there are some times in the year, in the day, to just lay down and be quiet. And I thought, oh my gosh, isn't that, I just love her metaphors. I just love how she sees the world. So then I was thinking about that and the fact that we're having rain and how the rain does make me stop and just enjoy it. Like I will, one time about a month ago, we had this crazy rolling thunder, and like it was so powerful that I stopped what I was doing in the house. I heard it. And I went on the back patio and just sat in a chair and just listened to that rolling thunder. And it was kind of ongoing, this rolling thunder, right? So then I went and got Jeff, and I got our friend Shelly, who was staying with us. And I said, you need to come outside and hear this. So we're all sitting on the patio and just being quiet and just being in the moment of listening to that thunder. And then it started to rain after a bit, and oh my gosh, you guys, it just, like, we all just sat there and were quiet and listened to that thunder. And I just thought, I think that's kind of what she's talking about, right? Yeah, exactly, Keels, exactly. Like, just stop and just live in wonderment of that. I'm not saying you have to, do it for the whole day, but long enough that it makes an impact on you, Okay, so Brenda says, even though I only have one hand, I am stitching. I have my left arm on a pillow and hold the hoop and then stitch with my right hand. Nothing is going to stop me from stitching. Brenda, I love it. I love it. I love it, because doesn't that feel like that's bringing you back to you, right? That's bringing Brenda back to Brenda. And I think when you're healing from something, the more you can introduce little bits of you back into your daily life, I think that's just as healing as medicines and sleep and rest. And I'm not saying overdo it by any means, Brenda, but I'm saying I get the power of that, the power of filling your day with little bits of you. Like, it makes a difference. I think it makes a huge difference. That's for sure. Oh my gosh. So did anybody happen to see that article that I posted yesterday on, let me get her name right, Laura Ortiz Vega, who paints with her threads? Oh my gosh. I think she's from Mexico. Oh my gosh. Her work is just stunning. And isn't that the coolest thing, that there are embroiderers around the world, right? And we are all connected by this love of this same art form, right? I love it. I love it. So I'm kind of always on the lookout for like ways that somebody else is doing it in Czechoslovakia. Is Czechoslovakia even a country anymore? I don't know. But do you know what I'm saying? Like, I love Russian folk embroidery. I love, I'm trying to think, like Chinese embroidery. Remember the flight attendant I was telling you about who, was going to take that class in France on that particular kind of embroidery. I think it's been since the beginning of time that humans have liked to the art form of beautifying their surroundings, right? With a needle and thread, right? Whether that's sewing or enhancing their surroundings by creating a decorative pillow or a wall hanging or a piece of clothing, right? It's all so appealing to us. And I love that we share it around the world, right? Stitchers around the world have that same motivation, I think. I don't know why this keeps happening. I think maybe my thread is too long. I listened to this interview with Mrs. Obama, and no, I don't remember the interviewer's name. It was on a podcast. But anyway, the question that was put to her was about like losing her mom. And you know, I just lost my mom. And I know some of you have just lost your moms too. Anyway, she talked about, the question was about, do you think that you are closer now that she's gone? Are you closer to her now than you were maybe when she was still with you? And I know that sounds a little bit cuckoo at first, but the way she explained that, yes, she thought she was, oh my gosh, you guys, it just kind of struck me. She talked about how now she understands her mom more. Now she sees like maybe her point of view more, or her the value of spending time with them. I mean, it doesn't have to necessarily be your mom, but whoever, do you know what I mean? Whoever that close person was that is no longer with you. Oh my gosh. Absolutely. Because I find it with both my brother and my mom. I feel them differently. Does that make sense? Anyway, it was a fascinating interview, and now I want to go listen to the whole thing because I just listened to a snippet. So now I have to listen to the whole thing. It looks like it's time for me to move my hoop. Okay. There we go. Anyway, I will try and find who the interviewer was if you guys are interested, and I'll try and put a link in the group. If that's something that you're interested in listening to. And if you're not, you just don't have to push the button, right? Because now I want to listen to more of it. And if you happen upon embroidery work from around the world that's inspiring to you, please share it with us. Okay. Yes, absolutely, Nancy. Nancy, what did she say? I feel close to my mom when I embroider, as this was her hobby in the winter months when she could not be in her yard. Absolutely, Nancy. Yeah, my mom was, she always had winter needlework. And my mom had needlework going all the time of different kinds. Do you know what I mean? In embroidery, she crocheted, she knit, she hand quilted for a long time. All of those things, right? And so, and I remember, because I have this giant family, you're always in a waiting room at a hospital. I'm just gonna be straight with you. You're always in a waiting room at a hospital. And my mom and I remember we had big conversations about, because she was a voracious reader also, but she said, when you're in the waiting room at a hospital, you can't concentrate to read, but you can concentrate to push the needle in and pull the needle out, and push the needle in and pull the needle out. Because reading, it takes like a different kind of concentration, right? Sometimes needlework can be like a little bit, what do I want to say? It's almost mindless, which reminds me of another stitcher from across the world that I started to follow. And let me find a piece of paper so I can write down her name for you to check it out if you're interested. A clean piece of paper. That's a novel thing, right? On this messy desk. Okay, so this person's name is, so this is on Instagram. J-U-P-A-D-I-L-H-A. And I don't know exactly what country she's from, but she, oh my gosh, I think she owns a company, because I listened to some of her stuff was in another language, which I think might have been, I don't know if it was Spanish, but anyway, she talked about, so I think she owns this company called the Embroidery Path. I'm not exactly clear on that, so give me some grace when it comes to that. But she talks a lot about the connection between embroidery and well-being. And I thought, oh my gosh, that's us, right? That's us in this group. That's who we are, right? We know the connection between, I mean, Brenda is a shining example of that, right? She knows for her own well-being how important her embroidery is, right? There's something about it. There's something, that's why I'm like planning what I'm going to do on the plane, because it's easy. I think it's an easy travel activity. And you know, it's so funny. You know, when I fly, I have all of my activities in some sort of fashion. I usually have a sketchbook and a pencil. I usually have some kind of a stitching thing. I usually have something to listen to, like maybe some new music, or maybe it's music that I just really, really am into at that time. I usually have, do you know what I mean? I have enough things to keep myself entertained. And I have headphones, and you know what? I put my headphones in, and sometimes I do, because on a plane, I can just be quiet and in my own head, and I enjoy that. I got most of my tea towels done while my mom was in the hospital. It took me a couple of months to pick up my stitching after her passing. I totally understand that, Valerie. Now it does make me feel closer to her. Yeah, and I think, you know, we all have that moment in time where we see our parents as human, right? Just a human being trying to do their best. And maybe their best wasn't what you needed, or maybe their best was, you know, lacking in some way in your estimation, but you can't ask somebody to do more than whatever their best is, right? And then at a certain point in your adult life, then you have to fill yourself up with whatever it is you feel like you didn't get. At least that's my opinion. Anyway, but yes, I do. And don't you think there's something, Valerie, about stitching when you're in a hospital waiting room or whatever? I can see my progress, right? I can see my progress, and my hands are busy. I think that helps too, you know? Your hands are busy. It's a rainy day, so I really want to just sit on the couch and embroider and, you know, catch up on DVR TV and that kind of thing. And I might do that for a little bit because, you know, it's just a lovely way to be. I'm so excited about getting that thread order because I ordered, because of stinking Valerie, I ordered all the all the variegated threads, right? And I was thinking about it when I was looking at the new pattern, this Lily of the Valley. And the more I looked at it, the more I was like, I didn't love that they made the sorry, my light, that they made the flower pink. And so I was like, but I get it, because it's hard to, I mean, a Lily of the Valley is white normally, right? But then I started to think about one of the, because a Lily of the Valley is usually white or like a pale green, like a pale celery green sort of. But then the more I thought about it, the more I was like, you know what? I ordered a couple of the ones of the variegated threads that I ordered. One was, I think it's called Parchment, and it's all shades of ivory. And I thought, that would be beautiful. That would be beautiful. And another one that I ordered was like a, like some light greens. And I thought there might be a way to incorporate that, like maybe in these French knots, or I don't know. So anyway, I'm really anxious for that new, for that order to arrive. But like I said, no, it's not stopping me from doing like 9,000 other things. Oh, I know. So, another thing that that girl, Padilla, I think is, I don't know if I haven't heard her pronounce her own name, but the one with the embroidery path. One thing she had talked about, and if you follow her on her Instagram, or at least just go look at her Instagram, you'll see she has this, she has something that she calls free embroidery. Not like free patterns, but like more, she's stitching a pattern, but her stitching becomes kind of free. Like I think, what's the word I want to use? Kind of organic. Anyway. She's stitching this girl, and the girl has like a vest on, a top, like a tank top, so to speak, right? So here's the tank top, right? And so she starts out stitching these long, straight stitches that begin as one thing and then get transformed into another. So she starts with all of these, and this is all variegated yarn, of course, Valerie. So she just fills that space with these long, straight stitches, right? And then she comes over and she comes up right here with her thread, and then she weaves in and out, and then goes down and comes back up and weaves right here, and goes down and comes up, and right? And so those just keep kind of getting pushed down, and before you know it, it is transformed into something more. It's transformed into this basket weave stitches and how they make for really interesting fillings. And I'm kind of always on the lookout for ways to fill a space, like an open space in a pattern. Somehow I want to fill that space because I want to see that little block of color, like on these little petals of in the lupine. I kind of have this idea that I want to fill one side with satin stitch. Do you know what I'm saying? I think that's why I like this, like I wish I would have done that in the patterning. And so it makes me consider other ways to fill a stitching project, like open areas. How else can I fill that area? How else can I there we go. Fill it with interesting texture and shape. Do you know what I'm saying? There's something about that to me. There's something about the seeing the texture that the thread can make. You know? Like how can I don't know, have a little piece of a little bit more visual interest, a little bit more texture, dimension, all those things. Anywho. Welcome to the dark side of thread buying and collecting. I'm determined to own every color of sulky thread. See, and that's a crazy, Valerie, because I think I probably do own almost all the colors of sulky thread and DMC. Oh my gosh, that's so crazy. I was just talking to a friend who was doing some kind of a stitching thing, and I go, oh my gosh, I have so much DMC. And she goes, yeah, me too. Like, I was hoping to pawn some of mine off on her, but she was like, no, Anne, I think any of us that did any kind of stitching before, right? Embroidery, counted cross stitch, all of that. We had so many DMC or JP Coats. There's some newer ones called Cosmos. Those are beautiful, and those are oftentimes variegated also. Or maybe they are all variegated. I don't remember exactly, but beautiful. Like, just beautiful. Here's an interesting thing. So with the closing of Joanne, that whole thing, you know, I know that Michaels has taken up a big chunk of that market, but more like the craftier side, not the stop it, Valerie. I can't believe you have that much. I have to buy 2 more cases to hold on my thread. I have 2 cases right now. Anyway, my friend and I went to Dick Blick to look for, well, mostly we just wanted to look around at, I'm thinking like, not like in my early years of stitching. You know, sometimes I think of, newish, like in the last 20 years. Because JP Coats at DMC have been around, like, feels like since the beginning of time. Anyway, so we're walking around Dick Blick because we just wanted to get out of the rain and, you know, be around colors. Anyway, while we're in there, we turned this corner, and I'm not kidding you guys, there was a giant display, like probably 6 feet tall, and it was round, and the display was, there was stuff all the way around in rows and rows and rows, DMC floss. Crazy, huh? In Dick Blick. That wasn't there before. Because we both go there often and noticed it, like, immediately. Crazy, 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 crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Oh, you found Cosmos when they first came out? Okay. Okay. Yeah, I did another stitchy project with a friend who's also a stitcher. I taught her how to embroider, by the way. That's so cool. I just love that. And she just jumped in with both feet. But that's the kind of person she is. Her name is Krista. She will just, like, once she finds it, she will, and learns it, then she will just make it her own. Anyway, she and I got hooked on the Cosmos thread. That's for sure. They're so pretty. Because they're kind of unique color combinations, and their texture is a little bit different. They're their makeup is a little bit different. Their colors are a little bit, they're kind of more muted colors. They're very beautiful. Oh, I was thinking about, I think remember yesterday we were talking about, well, if you were in, if you were in Pop and Paint Party. Anyway, you know the Ordinary and Happy Life and their calendars. One of the things they talk about were new things to learn, like trying to learn new things each month. And one of the ones they suggested, I thought, oh my gosh, I totally need to do that. And it was keyboard shortcuts. And I'll tell you why. Because through most of my adult life, I have worked in fields where I did not use computers as much as, like, I have never created a PowerPoint. I have never created a spreadsheet. I have never, do you see what I'm saying? Anyway, and I haven't been on a computer enough that I learned very many keyboard shortcuts. So I thought, oh, interesting. That would be kind of fun to challenge myself in that way, you know? Anyway, I just thought it was kind of interesting, you know? What was the other one? Oh, 5 basic stretching exercises. Like to learn 5 basic stretching exercises. Interesting, right? I mean, we can all stretch more. That's for dang sure. Okay, Valerie, what did you say? A friend that I did embroidery with, she told me about Cosmos thread. I got every color that they had. I joined a thread club. They sent 6 bowls of thread every month. Wow. Wow. I bet that was like an envelope of happy in your mailbox. Their colors are so pretty. And isn't that what it is about us creatives? We just like, we're drawn to the colors, you know? In the beginning, I think I'm just drawn to the colors. And how I can have them infiltrate my creating. Do you know what I mean? There was another one, though. There was I think there was another song that I wanted to talk to you guys about. That we, remember they always have the songs that, you know. I'm trying to think what the name of the song was that I was like, oh, I want to talk about that. You know, we are creatures of that too, right? Of music moving us in ways that that is a great way to build your stat. You're right, Keels. You're right. So you know I was talking about Krista. She's the one who I taught to embroider, and then she just took off with it. She was just... And now she does stunningly beautiful work. Stunningly beautiful work. I'm trying. Oh, the song. Happy by Pharrell Williams. Come on. What makes you happier than listening to that song? I love that song. And it does make me happy. I made a whole canvas for my downstairs bathroom featuring that song, the lyrics of that song. Love it, love it, love it. I'm trying to think what the other song was. Love Roller Coaster by the Ohio Players. I love that song. Remember, Nance, we did have the best bands. Oh, I told you about the cozy pajamas. Everybody needs to go to Walmart and get themselves some Joy Spun pajamas. They're the softest. They're just lovely. And it doesn't matter, like I said yesterday, if you wear nighties or shorty pajamas or long sleeve pajamas or short sleeve pajamas, full leg pajamas. They have all kinds. And they're all, they're made out of this soft fabric. And they're like between $12 and $20. They're the best pajamas. And sometimes I will just go to Walmart under the guise of getting something else, and I will make sure that I walk through that pajama department just to see, oh, look, there's a new pattern, or there's a new, The last ones I got are just black, and on the pocket, there's a pocket on the top, and it says, good night. I just love them. I just love them. Oh my gosh, you guys. The hour has gone so fast today. It always does, doesn't it? Okay, let's see. What did she have to say? I really started embroidery when I joined a group that did a big embroidery project. It was a tree, and it had mice living in it. Ick! Every block had a different room of the house inside of this tree. That is gross. I hate mice, Valerie. We've had this conversation. Remember when you talked about the dumb old rats that the dogs chase? The brand of pajamas they are not cotton. They're, I don't know, some kind of mix. But the name of the pajamas is Joy Spun. I got some for my mother-in-law for Christmas. They're the best pajamas. My sister's the one who turned me on to them, and they're the best. They're the best. I just love them. Anyway, it is time to say goodbye. I adore you all. Thank you for lively conversation and slow stitching company. It's the best, isn't it? I just love this hour every week. I love it. Remember, I will not be here next week. But stitch away, and it'll be a surprise to see what I take with me. What project I take with me to stitch, but I will post a picture of me stitching on the plane. You know I always do. I adore you all. Please take a picture and post it in the group of what you're stitching and how you're, what's your progress and all that. I adore you all. Brenda, keep healing. I think of you often and always fondly. See you tomorrow, Valerie. Bye, everybody. Bye, Nance. Give Denise my love. Bye, everyone.